Hello everyone, I am Sanjay Gupta. I welcome you on Sanjay Gupta Tech School. So, as you all know, like today I'm going to start sessions on Lightning Web Component. So, this is very first session on Lightning Web Component, and in this session I will be covering like basic things so that you can have VS Code setup. So, we'll be discussing those things, and we'll be discussing a little bit about Aura and LWC, like the comparison. Okay, so before that, I just want to welcome everyone on this channel, those who have joined live and those who are watching the recording, like will be watching the recording. So welcome to those as well. And before start, I just want to clarify one thing, like on my YouTube channel, lots of pre-recorded videos are available on Lightning Web Component. So you can consider them as a prerequisite. So if you have gone through with those videos, so you will be able to understand the things in the live sessions in better way, right? So what you can do right now, like in this session, whatever doubts you will be having related to Lightning Web Component, and if that doubt is still in your mind, so you can ask that doubt to me, and I will try to resolve that doubt so that you will be having concepts clear in your mind. Right, so once again, welcome those who have joined late. So we are about to start our session one for Lightning Web Component, and this is like day 78 for this whole Salesforce Learning Bootcamp, and I'm sure like within next couple of months, like till August, we'll be completing 100 session, right? So this is happening for the first time in the Salesforce ecosystem. Like on a YouTube channel, you are having everything delivered live, and all your doubts are being discussed, and you are having proper exercises so that you can practice. And right now, I have not provided you any exercise for Aura, but I will be providing few exercises for Aura component, and lots of exercises for Lightning Web Component, so that you can practice and you can learn those things. Okay. Yep, so I can see lots of people are available on chat as well, so I welcome them as well. And Azmira Nayak, thank you for suggesting my channel to your university friends. So those who are studying, so for them I'm running C and C++ bootcamp as well. So like next month, lots of new bootcamps will be starting, so I will be sharing that information with you soon. Okay, so moving forward, those who have joined this channel for the first time, and if you don't know about me, so my name is Sanjay Gupta, and I am founder of Sanjay Gupta Tech School, which is dedicated to give quality education. So my motto is like your success is our mission, right? So for that, keeping that in mind, I am doing all these stuff, and soon I will be starting online offline limited batch classes as well, and will be providing 100% scholarship for selected candidates, and for those who won't be availing 100%, so I will try to give them some sort of low cost sessions, right? Because there are many people, they need proper hand holding, so that I will be launching as a career development program. So it will be like a 6 months or 12 months program, where I will admit someone as a fresher, and they will be converted equivalent to a consultant, right? So this is my upcoming plan, and we'll be sharing about that very soon. And on this slide, you can see I have 16 plus years of experience, so which is mix of education industry and IT industry. So I am combining that experience and delivering the content for you. Okay, so consistency is the key. So please do regular practice whatever you are doing. And nowadays, like job market has little bit changed. So along with developers, like companies are seeking for consultants as well. So if you have cloud specific knowledge, so just go through that. And if you don't have, just try to learn new clouds. There are lots of clouds available in the market, and the new data cloud and AI cloud are also available. So I will be having some sessions on data and AI, like what data and AI looks like. So you will be having those insights as well, right? So moving forward, So in this session, like ask as many questions as you can. So I will be sharing chat soon, and whatever questions you will be having, so we'll be discussing. So you can ask career related questions, you can ask LWC related sessions. So first I will be covering the topic, and then we'll be picking all the question answers. And here you can see a Telegram group QR code is available. So just join this, and more than 2,500 folks are there. They are interacting and like helping each other to understand the stuff. So you can also become part of this community. Moving forward, so you can see we are in week 23, and this week I will be having 3 sessions, and all the sessions are dedicated to LWC. Next week also will be having few sessions on LWC. So total 3 weeks are for LWC. So I just want to take you to the session tracker, and if you see this session tracker, so far we have completed development project, we completed HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Aura as a prerequisite for Lightning Web Component. Now we are going through Lightning Web Component sessions, and I decided 3 weeks for them, and later we'll be having deployment related stuff, right? So that you understand how from one org to another org, or from one environment to another environment, how we can like deploy, or how we can migrate metadata items, right? So suppose you have created a flow and you want to deploy that flow from one environment or one org to another. So you need to know the deployment process and the GitHub. So I will be having one expert consultant from industry, and he will be demonstrating those stuff to you. And then we'll be having QA related sessions, and at the bottom you can see lots of upcoming sessions and bootcamps are listed here. And like Appian bootcamp, we are going to start from next month. DevOps will be happening from next month. So lots of things I have planned for you. So we'll be covering those as well soon. So just follow Sanjay Gupta Tech School on YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Telegram. I bet if you follow, you will be gaining something. You won't be losing anything. And please share the links with everybody. All the links are available in the description of this video. So please provide reviews, feedback about the bootcamp, and anything that you want from my side, any new bootcamp, anything. So just write in the chat so that I can answer those questions as well. So whatever is in your mind, just write in the chat. First, I will be covering the theoretical concept and how to set up Visual Studio Code, and then I will be taking all your questions. Okay, so this is introductory session. So I won't be doing any demo today. So tomorrow I will be doing all the demonstrations, like how we can implement the component, how we can deploy it to org, right? So today we'll be focusing on the theoretical concepts only, right? So I can see there are a few questions available. So I will be answering them like after 30 minutes when everything will be completed. So do watch all the session till the end, and we'll be having healthy discussion for that, right? So let's understand Lightning Web Component, what it is, and how it is different from Lightning Aura Component. So basically, if I want to set a pitch for you, so there is one term which is known as Lightning Component, right? So why Lightning Component? Because right now, nowadays we are working on Lightning Experience. Earlier, what we used to do, we used to work on Salesforce Classic, right? So Classic basically used Visual Force pages for any kind of UI implementation. When Lightning Experience came in the picture, so we need to design, we need to create Lightning components, right? So initially Salesforce launched Lightning component, which is built on top of Lightning Aura component, right? So that is one framework. Then it was a little bit complicated, and those components were heavy. So what like Salesforce did, they implemented one more framework that is known as Lightning Web Component, and it is an implementation of the World Wide Web Consortium's Web Component Standard. So for web application development, for website development, we use Web Component Standard. So Lightning Web Components are built on top of that, right? So you will be using basic HTML, CSS, and JavaScript that we already gone through as a prerequisite. So with the help of those, you will be using Salesforce specific components as well. So On top of web component standard, we are having this lightning web component framework, and web component standards are familiar with the browsers. So in the second statement, you can see it is written, it supports the part of web components that works in browser and add parts supported by Salesforce as well. So basically web components are native to browser. They are easily understandable by the browser, and whatever specific parts you want to add, those are specific to Salesforce. So that also you can add in your lightning web component, and these are very lightweight component and browser friendly. So that's why your performance will be improved. So this is the idea behind lightning web component. And right now, like, there is one more question, whether to work on lightning Aura component or lightning web component. So right now, whatever projects we are having in market, so we primarily focus on lightning web component implementation. But there might be chances like you are working on any existing project, and that particular client org is already having lightning Aura components implemented, and you got some enhancements or improvements or any kind of bug, and in that case you might need to work on lightning Aura component. So in that case, you should know how lightning Aura components basically works. So that's why I did some sessions on lightning Aura components in the last week, so that you have some basic idea, and total playlist is available on my channel. So if you want to deep dive with lightning Aura components, so you can go through with that. But actually you need to focus on lightning web component more as a beginner or intermediate developer, so that you can have proper hands-on skill set on lightning web component. So it basically uses modern JavaScript with ES6 plus framework, uses web standards to the lightning component framework, which I already discussed, and quick component development, because developer has to use only HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So whole UI that you will be implementing, it will be using these three files only. And anytime if you want to interact with your S objects, like you want to fetch some data or you want to like store some data. So for that data interaction with your S object, we'll be using Apex controller. Okay, so front end will be developing with the help of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And if you want to anytime interact with your backend, so we'll be using Apex. And Apex is also optional. In Lightning Web Component, without writing Apex code, you can interact with your S objects, right? For that, some Lightning data, like LDS, Lightning data systems are available. So you can use those, and you don't need to write Apex, but that option is available anytime if you are not able to use some pre-implemented things. So you can write your own Apex class as well. So that will be discussing later in the sessions. And code performance using web standard boosts performance, because more features are executed natively by the browser instead by a JS framework. So in case of Aura, like Aura is a framework and Lightning components are built on top of that. But here, Lightning web components are built on top of web standard, so which is native to your browser. So browser is capable to execute all those code. So we don't need any additional framework for that, right? So that's why whatever components we will be implementing, so they are basically lightweight components. Okay, so there is one job opportunity now, like if you are working as a front-end developer. So nowadays I receive lots of inquiries like freshers, non-technical folks, and technical folks who are working in different domains like web development, Java. So if you are working in web development and you are like totally associated with the front-end development, and if you wish to like build your career in Salesforce ecosystem as a UI UX expert or a developer, like front-end developer, so by learning Lightning Web Component, you can just give an interview and you can be selected as an experienced candidate, because Lightning Web Component is more about HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So you are having expertise in these three things, in these three languages. So what you can do, you can just practice Lightning Web Component and you can prepare your CV accordingly, and you can just give an interview. This is for those who are already working as a front-end developer. And if you are non-tech folks, so you just need to focus on HTML, CSS, and JavaScript first, and then only you will be able to understand the concepts in Java in Lightning Web Component, right? So if I divide this whole bootcamp so far, so what we did initially, we understood the admin concept, then we understood Flow, which is low code development tool. Then we understood Apex and related things like test classes, trigger, asynchronous Apex. Then we gone through integration, right, which connects two systems, right? And then right now what we are doing, we are focusing on front end development, which is known as Lightning Component development. Okay, so this way, if you want to become a developer, so these many things you need to cover. Okay, and if you want to become a consultant as a developer, if you are facing difficulties to find a job, so next step is to become a consultant. So after this session, like after 30-40 minutes, I will be talking about that, how you can become a consultant, because for that you need to focus on clouds. So there is a one question Shan's zone asked, like which cloud. So I will be discussing about that as well, because that will solve your problem. Like if you are struggling to find a job, so instead of focusing on only development thing, you can club any cloud specific knowledge as well. Okay, but before that, let's focus more on Lightning Web Component. So most of the code we write in standard JavaScript and HTML, right? And we can find solutions in common places on the web. So if you are building any Lightning component with HTML, CSS, so lots of solutions, yeah, it will be easy to find, because we are using web standard which are already available on internet. People are using those. So it will be very easy for you to find those and implement the solutions. And LWC is very lightweight and delivers exceptional performance. We can utilize full encapsulation, so component become more versatile. So here encapsulation means like HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So all these files are clubbed together in a component, and we can reuse those components into another components as well, right? So your component becomes versatile. It can work independently as well as it can be used with other components as well. Okay, so these are the files that you need to create. So we will be creating HTML file, we'll be creating JavaScript, and third is CSS. Now, if you read the next line after the language like HTML, so it provides the structure of the component. So if you remember when we discussed about HTML, CSS, JavaScript, so we were writing everything in HTML file. Whatever we write in HTML, that will be rendered on the UI. Okay, now whatever is rendered on the UI, if you want to perform any specific operation, like if you are clicking on a button and you want to perform any process, so that process will be defined in the JavaScript file. So JavaScript file will be containing all the business logics and event handling, right? So you just need to build all the logic in JavaScript, right? So if you are good with JavaScript, you will be good with Lightning Web Components. And the third, we have CSS, so it provides look and feel. So if you want to apply any styling, so you will be using CSS file here, right? So these are the files, and this is the comparison which is important for you. So I hope now those who are watching this session live, or those who will be watching the recording, so I think if you have gone through last week's session, so we discussed about Aura component and we saw these 8 files. But here, if we talk about Lightning Web Component, so we have majorly 3 files, HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. And we'll be having 4th one as well, which is responsible like to decide the targets. So if you have created any component and if you want to place that component anywhere in the org, so you just need to decide the target. So for that, we have this meta.xml file. So in Aura component, what we used to have checkboxes. Whenever you create any Lightning component, Lightning Aura component, so you need to enable the checkboxes so that you have some interfaces, like you will be using your Aura component on record page or app page, right? But in case of Lightning Web Component, we have this meta.xml file. So total 4 files we will be managing, and HTML, JavaScript, CSS we already discussed. In Aura, we have 3 files for this, but in Lightning Web Component, in a single file you can do everything. So easy to maintain, lightweight components you will be able to implement. So this is a common question, like in interview, if you are giving an interview as a fresher, so maybe someone can ask like differentiate Aura and LWC. So whatever I have discussed so far, that if you explain to that interviewer, so it will be like effective explanation. Okay. So moving forward, now this is the sample. This is a sample how your HTML file will look like. So it will begin with template, it will end with slash template, and inside that you need to write all the code. So you can see it is like simple HTML element, input, then value. Now this is the expression. So if you remember in Aura component, how we write the expression. So we write we write curly brace, then exclamation, then V dot. But here what you need to do, you just need to write this property directly. So in Aura components, we used to create attributes in HTML file. But in Lightning Web Component, you will be creating variables in JavaScript. In Aura, variables are known as attributes. But in Lightning Web Component, variables are known as property. Okay, so this is a simple code. I am not going to explain it in deep. So tomorrow I will be explaining, and I will be using Visual Studio Code, where I will be explaining each and everything in detail, so that you can understand how it is basically working. So right now what you can do, you can just understand like how we'll be using the elements and how we can write the expressions. Then this is our JavaScript file. So whenever you will be creating a Lightning Web Component, so this file will be created automatically. Okay. So here we have import lightning element from LWC. So here LWC is basically a module. LWC is a module and lightning element is a functionality. Then this class name will be similar to your component name. It is extending lightning element functionality. So whatever functionality is available in this lightning element, you can use that here. And in previous slide, I told you like this message is a variable which is known as property in Lightning Web Component. So this is declared here in JavaScript file. So remember one thing, whenever you are creating Lightning Web Component, so all the variables you will be creating in JavaScript file, and those variables will be known as property. And those properties you can use in HTML file. Right? In Aura, it is kind of different. In Aura, we create variables known as attributes in HTML file, but here things are different. Okay. And we already know, like in JavaScript, if you are creating a variable, so you don't need to write anything, but you can write var, let, so that we discussed already. But without writing any keyword, you can create properties, or you can say variables. So this is the explanation that you can read. This is particularly for LWC module. So just go through all the points, and I already explained this thing. So I'm giving you 2-3 minutes so that you can go through with this, and you will be able to understand. So I can see there are lots of questions, so I would be happy to answer them. So I will try to answer each and every question. Still, if you have more questions, you can ask, and I will take them at the end. And I think you are able to understand this, like Lightning Web Component basically uses modules. Modules means pre-built functionalities. So in previous slide, we used LWC as a module, and this lightning element is a functionality, right? So you will be having different functionalities implemented. So later in the sessions, you will get to know about those. Okay, so moving forward, so this is our CSS file. It is also simple, like we already understood CSS earlier. And if you missed those sessions, so again I am sharing this thing. If you missed any of the prerequisite sessions, so please go through those, right? If you are new to this Lightning Web Component thing, so just go through all these sessions which are delivered live. If you go through all these sessions, then only you will be able to understand these, right? So I am assuming like you have uh, already watched all the prerequisite sessions. So if you have watched, like we use any element name here, and then in curly braces we can define the CSS. So color green means like input, whatever input you will be providing, it will be available in the green color. And if you remember in CSS, I told you like we have internal CSS, we have external CSS, right? So basically in Lightning Web Component, you will be having a separate file for CSS. So you can consider it as external CSS, right? So moving forward, this is our fourth file, which is also important. So it will be created automatically, but one thing you need to set here, that is targets. So here you can see home page, record page, app page, these are returned. So this is a syntax. This way you need to define the targets, and accordingly your component will be available for that destination. So if you write home page, record page, and app page, so this Lightning Web Component will be visible for these pages only. You won't be able to place your component on Lightning, your like quick action. You won't be able to place it on experience builder site. You won't be able to place it on flow. So if you want to place there, you need to write the targets. Okay, and you need to mention this is exposed as true. If it is true, then only it will be exposed. Otherwise, you won't be able to use this component anywhere. Okay, so this you need to remember. Aura components can contain Lightning Web Component, but reverse is not possible. And I can see there is one question similar to this. So answer is because Aura knows web standards, but web standards doesn't know Aura framework. Aura is a separate framework. So that's why if you want to use Aura component in Lightning Web Component, so it won't work. Okay, so this was the brief explanation about Lightning Web Component, so that you should have some idea, because nowadays if you are being interviewed, so this is the very important question, like what do you understand by Lightning Web Component? So these everything whatever I explained so far, you can explain. Then this is like practical things, set up Visual Studio Code for Lightning Web Component. So I already gave you one link, like how to set up Visual Studio Code. So if you go through with this recording, so this video I created as a recorded video, right? And if you click on this, so it will show you how we can set up Visual Studio Code. So I'm going to show you this thing. Right, so here you will find everything, like step by step explanation is given. I demoed everything practically, so that you should know like how we can do the things, right? So you will be completing all the steps. So I'm not going to show you right now like how we can do this, because these are basic things, and I know lots of folks are already having this installed and set up in your system. Right, so what you can do here, you can see we need to download and install this. So link is available. Then install this Salesforce DXCLI. So in this installation process, if you have any question, then you can ask that question in the chat. So this basically we use to connect our Salesforce org with our Visual Studio Code. So this is Salesforce Developer Experience Client command line interface. So to connect the Visual Studio Code with Salesforce org, we need to install Salesforce DXCLI. Once install, you can test it. So these are the steps that you need to apply, and install Salesforce extension pack, right? So all these extensions will be available, so that you can use these things. Okay, so you just need to click on this Salesforce extension pack and everything will be installed automatically. Then you need to create a project. Project is important. If you create the project, so everything will be there. So I will show you these things tomorrow. And let me see. Yeah, so here I already have my Visual Studio Code where project is available. So let me show you this thing. So here you can see in my Visual Studio Code, this project is already set up, whose name is Sanjay Gupta Tech School. And here you will find things. So if I show you this thing, so this is the project, and under this project you will be having Force app, and here you will be having all the things. Whatever is available in your org, you can have it. So basically initially those things won't be available. You need to retrieve those things. So basically when you connect your Visual Studio Code with your org, so whatever implementation you are doing in Visual Studio Code, you need to deploy it to org, and whatever is available in your org, you need to retrieve so that it will be available in your Visual Studio Code project. So here you can see lots of classes are available. So basically I retrieved these classes from the org. That's why these are available. And under LWC, all the implemented components available. So I will show you how we can create new components and other things. So what you can do, you can follow all these steps and you can create the project. Once project is created, then you can connect any of your Salesforce org with the project. So in Visual Studio Code, you can create different instances. For example, if you have 5 org, so you can create 5 different projects and you can connect them with different orgs. Okay. Then this is the important retrieve component. So if you want to extract whatever is available in your Salesforce org in your Visual Studio Code, so this step you need to follow. So if you watch that video, so in this video, I explained this thing as well. So if you go, so here you can see, this is like package.xml that you need to extract. So whatever things you want to extract, that will be available in your Visual Studio Code project. So this is important. So don't miss this step so that you will be having all the things available in your Visual Studio Code. So always remember, we don't use Visual Studio Code to implement only Lightning Web Components. We can use Visual Studio Code to implement Apex classes, test classes, triggers, Aura component. So once you implement those, you can deploy them to the org, and we can do this way as well. So in real time, what developers do, they implement things in Visual Studio Code and then they deploy things to the org. And how to deploy? So this is the process. Right click and deploy. Right, so these are the steps that you need to go through, and all these things are already available in that recorded video. So this was the introductory session today. Tomorrow we'll discuss about the files in detail. We will discuss all the best practices as well, right? So all these sessions are important, so don't miss. Even if you have watched all the sessions earlier, still if you go through, so you will be having a chance to ask questions, and we will be having a fruitful discussion. Now I'm going to open the chat so that we can discuss the things. So if you have any kind of question, you can ask. So I'm done with the introduction to Lightning Web Component. So if you don't have any questions, so you can leave. And if you have any question, like any type of question, career related, mentoring related, learning related, right? So you can feel free to ask those questions, because in today's session, like we have 20-30 minutes, so I can spare that time for that purpose. So I'm going to take each and every question now. So the question from Shans, I am a QA professional having 1.3 years of experience. I am learning a lot and wanted to ask after LWC. Yeah, so yes, Shyan. So you will be able to, but I already told you, you need to learn everything in detail, do every practice, and do the project, the development project thing, which I shared with you. Do that. So you need to be expert in both backend development and front-end development. So you already have experience, so it will be easy for you to move to the development thing. So remember one thing, whenever you will be applying for jobs, so you will be interviewed as a developer. So if you do practice, then only you will be able to do that. Yes, Azmira. So we have Health Cloud in Salesforce. So Shayan is asking which cloud. So if we talk about clouds, so there are lots of clouds, and uh, famous clouds are Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, Marketing Cloud, Commerce Cloud, Experience Cloud. So these are basic clouds which are launched by Salesforce, and which focuses on lots of industries. Apart from these, Salesforce launched other clouds as well, right? So let me take you to salesforce.com, where all cloud related information is available. Okay, so if you go to this option, products, so here you will see all the products which are launched by Salesforce. So sales, service, marketing, commerce, data. So these are generic clouds, and AI is the recent thing which is available. And if you want to focus on more clouds, so we have industry specific clouds. So these are like popular clouds. If you have expertise in these clouds, so accordingly you can try to search the jobs. Okay, so don't do common things, do the things which less people are doing, and more jobs are there. So you just need to search in which cloud there are job opportunities, and then try to focus on that particular thing. So right now AI, data, CRM, this combination is very new. So if you focus on this thing, so you will be able to get a job fast. So soon I will be starting AI data related sessions. So as you can see in our session tracker, I already mentioned there will be soon sessions related to data plus AI. So we'll try to focus on how data is managed, how AI tools are used. Tableau will be there. So along with the CRM, you will be having data AI related knowledge as well. So if you focus, if you reframe your resume as per the theme which is provided by Salesforce. So business is moving in this direction, AI plus data plus CRM. So your skill set should also be looking like same. Like you don't have a knowledge to CRM, right? You not only know CRM, you also know AI plus data, right? So I'm working with my colleague regarding this. So soon we'll be having AI plus data related sessions as well. So in your CV you can also focus this thing, like I know how AI works, I know how data works, and CRM you are already knowing through this bootcamp. So this way I think this thing will be fruitful for you. So next is, can we call? Yeah, this I already answered. Do we need to know JavaScript framework also? Yes. Yes, Neha. So if you know JavaScript, so it will be easy. Otherwise, while learning Lightning Web Component, anyhow, you need to know JavaScript. Thank you, Shravanthi, for appreciating the efforts. So I'm explaining everything in simple way, so that those who are fresher or from non-technical side, they are able to understand. So I'm not in hurry, and will be explaining each and everything in detail. Yes, I import will work by default, and any package we need to keep it in some folder with libraries. Okay, so import is working by default, but if you have something that you want to import from external sources, so for that you need to write that import statement. So in a few of the session, I will tell you how we can import external things. So Shubham is asking why LWC is lightweight as compared to Aura. So I already told you, Lightning Web Component is built on top of Web Component framework, web standards, which is very well known to browser, right? But Lightning Component, Lightning Aura components are built on top of Aura, which is not very well known to browsers. So that's why these are heavy, and if you use Lightning Web Component, so lots of code is basically native to browser, so it is very easy for browser to understand that code. Yes, Chandan. So basic functionality that we need is available in Lightning Element, and if you need more functionalities beyond that, so that you need to import separately. So we will be using decorators like API, wire, So those we will be importing separately. Those won't be coming automatically. So next is Astha working as support and switch to Salesforce. I have done admin certification having this. Yeah, so Astha, if you have done admin, so I would prefer to focus on particular role, right? So you can focus on QA, BA, DevOps. So if you if you don't want to become developer, so QA, BA, DevOps engineer. So these are like roles where less coding is required. So you can focus on those roles. And if you want to try coding, so learn backend and front end development. Along with that, you need to know the cloud as well. And if we focus on velocity, velocity is very demanding nowadays, right? So for velocity, we have Omni Studio. So if you know Omni Studio, then you can try for velocity developer jobs as well, right? So that is also planned with me. So Omni Studio sessions will also be coming. So within next couple of months, you will be having everything in place so that you can learn and grow yourself, and then you can apply for jobs. Yes, Prashant, you can use Lightning Studio extension, but I would prefer Visual Studio Code because it is like having lots of features as compared to Lightning Studio. So Chandan, rendering means like if we visit any website. So if I type any URL, let's say salesforce.com, and if I enter, so whatever is available here, uh, whatever is displayed on your page, so basically that is known as rendering process. If you see anything on the page, so that is the outcome of rendering process. Render means load, or rendered means like it is already rendered on the page on the browser. Suraj, important is LWC. Yes, we can learn LWC directly without learning Aura. But I would say if you have knowledge to Aura, so it is fruitful. Yes, Prashant, it is. You cannot say it is outdated, but new implementations are being done in LWC. But still, in any client existing org, you will find Aura. So you should know about Aura as well. Okay, so Neeraj, if you lost your job, so I am already explained things like if you have experience, so it is very easy for you to have a job. And last week I posted like one girl applied in MNC and she was having two offers. She was also having some experience like 2 or 3 years, and she got a job. So if you search for job, so you will be able to get it. So just try search, and first of all you need to improvise your knowledge, right? So if you have development knowledge, if you have cloud specific knowledge, then if you give interview, so you can just explain things in better way. So Rajesh, basically Sales Cloud and Service Cloud are two different clouds, and they are having different functionality. So if I take an example, so if you have a business and you are selling some product, so to maintain that product life cycle, you will be using Sales Cloud. And for that product, if you have support system, so you will be using Service Cloud. Okay, so for product sale, you will use Sales Cloud, and for support process, you can use Service Cloud. So Karthik, all these topics of LWC are already available in this session tracker. So here you can find all the topics. So Suraj, for admin interview, you can go through starting 21 videos which are available in this session tracker, right? So Venu, what would be the requirement and best part to get a job with six? Yeah, so it is very easy. So Venu, again, learn popular clouds like Marketing Cloud, Commerce Cloud, Velocity. Velocity is very in very demand. CPQ. So if you learn those new skill sets, So you will be having higher chances to have a job. But you should be expert in that. So learn, identify content and try to learn those things. So Shan, which clouds will be useful to learn as a beginner that is having less competition? So don't add this thing less competition or more competition. So just learn something new thing, something new that is happening in the market. So automatically you will be having less competition. So new thing is AI data CRM combination. So CRM likes learn any cloud and have data and AI knowledge. And if you apply for jobs, so you will be like representing yourself differently. So if Salesforce is representing their product as differently, like they have data cloud, they have AI cloud. So you need to know those things. You cannot escape yourself with those things. So this is new, and I am here to support on that front. So within 2 to 3 months you will be having everything on the channel, so you can learn those things. So till the time you can you can have expertise whatever I have delivered so far, right? So don't worry about that. And thank you Vikrant, and I am doing this bootcamp to save your money. And I will be starting some limited seats batch, but won't be charging this much amount. And my charges will be very less. It will be for 6 months, and I will be covering the complete thing so that you can become a consultant. So we'll be covering admin, flows, development, backend, front end, LWC, epics, and will be covering cloud and roles. So whatever I'm delivering in this bootcamp, if you want to know, if you want to learn, like you guys are already learning these things, but new people, those need proper hand holding. So for them, those limited seats batches will be there, and few folks will be having 100% scholarship. So we'll be including AI data as well in those. So it will be kind of like we will be making skilled IT professionals. Okay, and we won't be charging fees initially. We will be charging like after every month. If you are satisfied, then go ahead, just test yourself whether this technology is for you or not. So I will come up with a plan soon, maybe in next month I will be launching that thing. So I will be launching two batches first, one online and one offline, and it will be like different model. And I won't be focusing on the money much. I won't be focusing on the quality, right? So that I can make skilled professionals. And I will try like whoever will be learning with me, so they will be having jobs after 6 months or 1 year, in the duration of 6 months. So it will be like 180 days to 365 days program, and will target like within 1 year you will be having a proper job. So accordingly I will plan. And those who are not able to join, so everything is happening free of cost as well, right? So you can anytime learn those things. Yes, Bharat. So I already planned AI and data, so that will be happening. So Rajiv is asking, can we call one batch into another? So I think we create batches separately. We don't mix them. So if you want to do that, so you can create queuable epics. Yes, Shailesh, we will be doing real-time examples with LWC. So after explaining all the concepts, I will give you a scenario. So we are already working with recruitment application. So it is already completed, and you have admin and development part implemented. So I will be adding real-time scenario with that recruitment application related to LWC. So Vladimiro, you can see new things are already listed here. So after Lightning Web Component, we have deployment, we have QA process, we have BA sessions, we have mock interview sessions. And so I will try to do some mock interview sessions live, like how you can present yourself in interview. So we'll be doing for both freshers and experienced folks, right? So what I will do, I will become a fresher or experienced folk who is searching for job, and I will be having my companion with me who will be asking questions, and I will be answering the questions so that you can understand how we can relate practical examples, practical scenarios while giving interviews. Then Omni Studio, Data Plus AI, DevOps, Appian. So these many I have planned. So within next 6 months, so within this 6 months from January to June, so you can see at top, this is for January to June. Initially I planned, but now I am changing it to December. So lot many things will come up. Few boot camps are separate, so we'll be creating a separate sheet for that, and we'll keep Salesforce related thing here only, and which is different, so we'll keep it separately in different tabs. Okay, so Suraj is asking about Service Cloud. So right now I cannot, but I can create some material around that. But Service Cloud material is already available on Trailhead, so you can go there. So companies take freshers and consultant roles, so it is less preferred. But uh, if you have some internship experience, or you can try to work with startups to have some experience, then if you try as for jobs in big companies, so maybe you will be considered as consultant, but not directly. So Rahul is asking about greenfield implementation. So basically I am not aware with this, I also need to search about it. So seeking smiles, seeking huge career gap. So yeah, so it would be difficult. So just try to learn and try and give interviews. Then only you will be able to understand those things, like whether you will get a chance or not. So before asking this question, try to learn and try to give an interview. Then only you will be able to find these things. Okay, so I think I already answered all the questions, and Rajesh answered like we can call from finish, but as per best practice, like we create batches separately because they are scheduled actually, and if you run particular batch, so it takes lots of time. But um, Rajesh is saying we can call it from finish, so I never did this, but you can just research about this, and then you will be like having your answer with you. So Venu, to enter in healthcare and life sciences, so you can focus on health cloud. So if you learn health cloud properly, and then you can try to search jobs around health cloud and give interviews. So Prince, Salesforce future is good. So all the thing that you need to keep in mind, you need to improve yourself as technology is improving. So you need to improve your skill set as well. And I know like nowadays market is little bit low, but you never know whenever there will be lots of opportunities, right? So if there are lots of opportunities and you are ready with the skill set, then you can give interviews. So that's why I'm conducting this bootcamp. So you can consider like this whole year you are learning, and next year when there will be lots of opportunities, so whatever you are learning this year, you will be applying those to give interviews, right? And if you just do worry like what will happen if there are no opportunities, so if you think like that and you don't learn, so that won't make any sense, because there will be time when there are opportunities, and if you don't have any knowledge, so anyhow you won't be having any opportunity. So learn, and if you learn, so that won't go and like in waste. So you can try different technologies. So in next month we'll be starting one more technology bootcamp, that is Appian. So you can learn that. It is also demanding low code development tool. So there are lots of technologies available, and you can try you can research wherever jobs are available, just see the job sites and accordingly you can prepare your skill set. Yes, Rajshekhar, that I can plan, like how to use chat GPT more efficiently. So seeking smile, not getting calls even after learning and apply. So I know, like this year, there are less opportunities. So I know like lots of people are learning admin and more are learning admin plus development. But now you need to go beyond that as well. You need to learn cloud specific knowledge. You need to learn about AI data. So if you have this combined skill set, because whenever there will be mass hiring, there will be lots of job opportunities. So interviewer might be asking, do you know about AI? Do you know about data? So you should know about that as well. Okay. So as market is changing, technology is changing, so you need to change as well. You need to learn those things also. So Sridhar, I will update you. So Appian I am going to start next month for sure. Deployment related sessions will be there, and we'll try to have data plus AI uh, like introductory sessions. So yeah, this thing I have planned so far. Yes, Muhaba, those interview preparation videos are enough. And if you go through this starting 21 videos, those are available here in this session tracker till here. So till here, everything is related to admin. Okay, so this session tracker is available. So I think it will guide you. Okay, guys, so this is it for today. From my side, I tried to explain and answer every question. So improve your knowledge, learn new things. AI and data are new things. So I have someone who will be delivering the sessions on that. It won't be totally specific to Salesforce, but you will be having proper idea like how AI data works, and you will be able to explain something in the interview. So I'm doing this for you so that you can learn those things. So this is it from my side for today. So see you tomorrow, same time, with more stuff around Lightning Web Component. Thank you everyone. See you tomorrow. Bye. Take care.